Cesar Romero's Joker would be like, "Ooh, boys, we're gonna pose as ice cream men and but steal children's smiles because it's frozen yogurt, not ice cream." And then Bale's Batman just walks in and just beats the shit out of him, beats him in a bloody pulp. Where is she? It's like, oh my god, please, somebody help.
This isn't my Batman.
Who are you? I'm Batman.
Just you don't do the Bat-Tootsie, do you? What the fuck did you just say?
injects him with the fear toxin. And he turns into the distorted bat that we saw in Batman Begins.
I feel like I wonder what Robert Pattinson's Batman would do. What is he carrying in his utility belt? Because he shoots himself up with adrenaline at the end of that movie. And it's like, I never knew Batman carried drugs with him. What the fuck?
He probably just has a gun in his utility belt.
Flagpole. What did you say? Flagpole.
Take your stinking paw off me, you damn 38!
No! You're a wizard, Harry.
In spite of everything you've done for them, eventually they will hate you.
And I care! What is the deal?
No, do me a favor, Captain. Go fuck yourself.
Language. Why so serious?
What's your favorite scary movie?
I'm Vengeance. Avengers! Assemble.
Welcome back to That's So Random, the most random podcast on the internet. I'm Braden, and as per usual, with me is Andrew.
Yo, what's up? I'm here, back 2 episodes in a row. Let's go.
Ooh, 3, really?
3? Really?
Yeah, because we did, we talked about King of the Ring, and then we did some Clash at the Castle predictions.
Oh, looky there. Look at me. 3P. I think you have an apology to make for what happened at the end of the Clash of the Castle episode.
The end that probably no one got to.
Yes, everyone got to the end, but you might as well apologize. Go ahead. You're
sorry
not the biggest Batman fan.
Yeah, I'm sorry for not knowing any of the antagonists that appeared in a Batman Volume 1, Issue 75 that was published in the year 1953.
Yeah. And who were those notorious Batman antagonists?
Oh my lord, I'm gonna have to pull it up again.
Wasn't it like Chad and the Jinko brothers?
Yeah,
or
the
something?
Jinko brothers. It was like the Gorilla Boss, the Mr. Roulette,
and there wasn't just a guy named like Chad or Sean or something like that.
Yeah, I think maybe like Pete or something. Yeah, he just had a generic name.
The infamous Batman villain, Pete. I remember him.
It makes me think of
Arkham Knight.
So there's this episode of The Batman, like the animated show, and it's the finale of season 3 actually, and it's called Gotham's Ultimate Criminal Mastermind. So it's Hugo Strange like develops this robot that has like all of Batman's rogues traits like integrated into it, programmed into it. And I don't remember what the full name for it was, but the acronym ends up being Dave. So this villain's name is just Dave. That's what it makes me think of.
Hugo Strange is a really good villain.
Oh, he is.
Whoa, we're talking about Spider-Man 2, by the way. But
yeah, 20 years. 20 years this
20
month.
Years.
The end of this month.
Yeah.
You know?
The only thing that would have made Spider-Man 2 better is if... Ow. My dog just bit me. If Batman showed up.
I mean, you can say that about any movie. I mean, Batman shows up in any movie, it's automatically better.
Yeah, Sleeping Beauty would have been a lot better if Batman just showed up and started kicking the shit out of the dwarves.
Yeah.
Just like, where is she? Like, who the fuck are you talking about? Rachel!
He'll never get over that. He's going across franchises and just beating up innocent people.
Yeah, and it's always Bale's Batman. He just shows up in like the 60s universe. And
at least you don't got to worry about that Batman putting a stick of dynamite down your pants.
That is true. But Cesar Romero's Joker would be like, "Ooh, boys, we're gonna pose as ice cream men and but steal children's smiles because it's frozen yogurt, not ice cream." And then Bale's Batman just walks in and just beats the shit out of him, beats him in a bloody pulp. Where is she? It's like, oh my god, please, somebody help.
This isn't my Batman.
Who are you? I'm Batman. Just
You don't do the
bat.
Batutsy, do you? What the fuck did you just say?
injects him with the fear toxin. And he turns into the distorted bat that we saw in Batman Begins.
I feel like I wonder what Robert Pattinson's Batman would do. What is he carrying in his utility belt? Because he shoots himself up with adrenaline at the end of that movie. And it's like, I never knew Batman carried drugs with him. What the fuck?
He probably just has a gun in his utility belt. I feel like he's the type of Batman that he would just pull out a gun. It would be like we were talking about Batman Beyond, the beginning episode where Bruce pulls a gun. No, Robert Pattinson's Batman would just pull a gun at like 31. He's just like, come on, man. You want to fuck with me? I haven't had my adrenaline yet.
I don't think he killed anyone in that movie, though.
No,
Did he?
no, he was very, very good at that. No, I don't think he did.
Yeah,
He may
he
have
was
beat
better
it,
about
well-
not killing than Christian Bale's Batman, who had the whole rule about not killing.
Yeah. I don't have to save you, or I'm not gonna kill you, but I don't have to save you. It's like, dude, you're literally fucking killing the guy. Man. What are you talking about?
You literally have the opportunity to save him, though, and you know this ball's gonna kill him.
Well, think about it like this. At the end of Arkham City, when, spoilers alert for Batman Arkham City, I just played it. I know it's 2024, but get off my back.
this game is
I
only
think-
13 years old.
Yeah, but at the end of Arkham City, Joker has Clayface as acting as another Joker so he can like kind of hide in the shadows or whatever. Well, the Titan blood from Arkham Asylum, or the Titan in his blood, is killing him. And Batman has the cure. Well, Joker tries to like steal the cure from Batman at the end because he's distracted or something. And
Oh, you
it
fell for the
falls.
old fake Joker gag.
Yeah, and it falls and it busts. And Joker's like lapping it off the ground. And he's like, Bats, what are you doing? And Batman said, even after everything, even after all the people you've hurt and everything you've put me through, I still would have chose to save you. Now,
The
that
comedic
Batman
irony.
has some serious fucking problems. Yeah, that Batman has some serious problems. The Arkham Batman, fucking goated. One of the best Batman ever. But let's be honest, if you read some of the character descriptions on people like the Calendar Man, who, if you go visit him on Mother's Day and Father's Day, he has this whole story about him like fishing with his dad's body parts and like him killing his mother and stuff like that. And like the children he's killed, and like he talks about all this stuff. Batman should have just shot that dude in the head. There's no reforming. There's nothing good about him. Hugo Strange's idea of blowing everybody up in Arkham City, pretty goated idea. He would have taken care of a lot of bad people. Now, why did Batman choose to save all the criminals? Because that's what fucking Batman does. That's what he does. He saves everybody. And you know who else saves everybody except for Uncle Ben? Peter fucking Parker, man. Peter fucking Parker.
Hey, he would have saved Uncle Ben if he could have.
He had the opportunity to in this movie.
He didn't know that guy was gonna go shoot Uncle Ben.
Well, he wanted revenge, and you see what happens when you live a life wanting revenge. That's what he tells Aunt May.
Yes, but he would have never saw that if Uncle Ben didn't die. So Uncle Ben had to die for him to know that.
That's like in Across the Spider-Verse. Everybody has their somebody dying.
Oh, you
moment.
saw that?
Across
I didn't
the
know you had
Spider-Verse?
seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I fucking love those.
They're like in
movies.
every
I'm
timeline,
so-
Uncle Ben has to die.
Yeah, and then oh man, who's Spider-Man 2099? What's his name?
Ben Riley? Is that right?
No, not Ben Riley.
Oh no, that's not Ben Riley. Oh,
It's
it's
something Spanish.
shit. I used to know
Miles
this.
Morales. That's not it. That's the other Spider-Man. That's our main character.
Miguel
dang.
O'Hara.
Yes, Miguel O'Hara. He tells Miles that he's the anomaly. He should have never existed. And
Yeah,
stuff.
because,
and then it's like he
A
has that,
spider
like-
came from a different universe, and every universe is meant to have one Spider-Man.
Yeah, and the fact that Peter died, the other Peter, or his universe's Peter was like one of the best Peters. The fact that he died was not supposed to happen.
Well, yeah, his universe's Peter was voiced by Chris Pine. Of course, he was one of the best Peters.
Yeah. So, But dude, that movie was so fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, dude.
We need more animated spider stuff. Like, why can't they make an animated movie universe for Marvel stuff, but like have Spider-Man and like
Just have
Venom
everyone.
and- yeah, make it like the Justice League stuff.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, like the fucking the DC animated universe. It was awesome before all that fucking Infinite Crisis on Infinite
Like
Earth
imagine an
bullshit.
X-Men movie animated in the style of Spider-Verse. That would be pretty sick.
Or imagine an X-Men movie animated in the style of the Justice League movies, like Justice League War and stuff.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
All right.
Just
Spider-Man
fucking-
2 though. Should we start
Dude,
at
this
the
movie.
beginning?
Yes. So at the very beginning, Peter's mom and Peter's dad really loved each other. And
No.
then they had relations.
Not the beginning of his life. The beginning of the
shit.
film.
Oh, well, I'll just say this: he's
Or
a
we can say-
shitty pizza delivery guy.
Oh yeah, he's terrible. I guess being Spider-Man makes you terrible at a lot of just everyday things that, ordinary people have to deal with.
He's very bad at all of his jobs.
Yeah, he just sucks at all his jobs. He's always late. He can never make a delivery.
He's not
on
even
time.
good at school.
Yeah, he doesn't do his homework. He doesn't show up to class.
Yeah, he brags to Mary Jane at the end of the movie, or towards the middle of the movie. He's like, I do my homework now. It's like, why are you fucking bragging about that, dude? Like, you pay to go to college. Do your fucking homework, you idiot.
Yeah. Oh, I will say, so I think this movie holds up really well for it being 20 years old. And just knowing that it's directed by Sam Raimi, like some of the editing might look kind of weird, but that's just Sam Raimi's style. So I think it holds up so freaking well. Still.
I don't like, you know how he does the zoom in kind of on people's faces at times?
Yeah.
Like quick zooms. I don't really like that, but at the same time, I'm like, well, at least he's consistent with it. Because I remember it from the first movie. I remember it from this movie. I don't remember it from Spider-Man 3, but I also haven't seen that one very much. So
Yeah, I haven't seen it as much as the first two. Because like anytime I watch the first one, I usually watch 2 as well. And then I might watch 3, or I might be like, I had enough with the first 2. I don't need to see trashy Venom again.
yeah,
I can go watch Tom Hardy as Venom. Because
yeah, he's pretty good as Venom.
he is, even though the movies aren't the best. I mean, Venom 2 is pretty fun. Woody Harrelson as Carnage, pretty great.
So I saw the trailer for the third Venom movie.
Oh my god.
Dude, you texted me and said the new Venom looks trash, and it was kind of funny because I tried to watch the trailer on 2 separate occasions, but I didn't look the trailer up. I was just watching it as an ad before a video, and so I was just like, that's how I was trying to watch it. So I wasn't going to go out of my way to look it up. Well, one day I finally caught it without accidentally skipping it or something happening, and I finally watched it, and the whole time I was confused. I'm like, wait. Isn't this literally just the first movie? Like, the government doesn't like Venom, so they're trying to but instead of that company, it's the government now, and the things from Venom's home world are invading, and I'm like, isn't this just the first movie though?
Yeah, I don't know. The trailer made no narrative sense either. It's like, okay, everything I got from it was just from stuff I was seeing and not what the trailer told me at all. I'm like, I still don't. A symbiote invasion. The symbiotes from Venom's homeworld are taking over Earth. That's all I got from this trailer. That's all I know that's happening.
So, also, why is Tom Hardy still dressed at the end of what Spider-Man movie was it, where he's like, oh, fucking blah blah blah,
No
I got
Way
whipped
Home.
away or some No Way Home.
Yeah, it's the end credits.
Yeah, why is he still got that outfit on? It's not in any way gonna relate back to the Spider-Man movie. So
Didn't
why
he
is
have
he
that
dressed like
outfit
that?
on at the end of Venom 2, and that's when he got blipped? Is this maybe it's taking
Is this
place directly
Is this
after
a
Venom 2?
John Wick situation?
I don't know. Is
For the
it?
movie?
I don't know. The trailer didn't explain that to me.
I don't know. I thought Venom Horse was pretty cool though.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was about the only cool thing. I like the fucking Venom gag. He's like, we're Venom. That was pretty funny.
I thought it was
liked
funny the
They-
first time, but then they kept doing it, and I was like, okay, you can stop.
You're just a hater.
No, it went on too long.
But anyways, yeah. Back to Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, the superior movie. Even
Yeah.
I'm saying it's the superior movie, and Venom 3 hasn't even came out.
But yeah. Well, I don't think there's really many movies that top Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 is just one of those just genuinely good movies.
Dude, it's just good as a movie, but yeah, I still say it's the best Spider-Man movie. I think it's so good.
Homecoming's pretty good, man.
It is, but I don't know. Just I like everything about this movie. Like even the stuff that isn't Spider-Man, I'm like pretty into. I'm pretty into all the Peter Parker stuff. I'm pretty into like everything that isn't Peter. I think Otto is a super investing villain. Even I think it's mostly because he's not really a villain. Like Otto Octavius is just a good guy in this movie, and those tentacles are taking over his mind.
Well,
But
they even expand on that in Far From Home.
yeah, when they fix him.
Yeah, he's just a good guy. He's just corrupted by the AI, and they do a very good job of explaining why the AI, the super comprehensive AI, he has that inhibitor chip that keeps them from taking over his mind. But yeah,
Yeah, so did you notice that when Peter like shows up to class after his class is already over and he's talking to Kirk Connors that Connors is missing his arm?
yes,
Obviously because he's See, I wish we would have got Spider-Man 4 because I'm pretty sure I want to say it was going to be like Vulture and the Lizard in that one, and I would have been cool with that. But I would have
You know
liked
what
to
was
see him become the Lizard because they had already planted the seeds for it.
you know what was cool about this movie? One villain.
Yeah, that's true. Well, there was one
Same
villain
with
in
the
the first
first.
one too.
Yeah, same with the first.
Then
See, that's where the
next
third
movie,
movie
3
messes up.
villains.
Yeah, 3 villains for the third movie.
And it's like you were doing so good. But there's not like what Batman 89 is like the only Batman movie that only has one villain, which is kind of insane.
Well, Batman, Robert Pattinson's Batman, they only have one villain, really.
I mean,
Technically,
I mean,
Penguin's in it, but is he really a villain or is he just running his fucking
Falcone's a
club?
villain.
Yeah, but that's Catwoman's thing.
Is it though? Is it? He's the one that
I
got
don't
the
know.
Waynes killed.
I haven't rewatched that movie since I watched it the first time.
I mean, it is also Catwoman's thing, but he's also the one that got Bruce's parents killed. So he's kind of the reason for Batman in the first place.
Yeah, I guess Batman Returns is. I mean, realistically, it's one villain. I mean, Catwoman, I guess, is a villain,
He
but
is a villain.
yeah, it's just Penguin and then Batman Forever. We get Riddler and Two Face,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
Batman and Robin, the best Batman movie. We get the best version of Mister Freeze we'll ever see, the best Bane we'll ever see, and the best Poison Ivy we'll ever see because it's
I
the best
don't-
movie we've ever seen.
Well, aside from Bane.
Yeah, I guess they could have made Bane dumber. I guess
Oh my gosh.
I agree. I think he could have been dumber.
Okay, who
I
is
think
the
if he
dumbest?
just had drool.
So how
coming from
long
his
were they
face.
planning on going? This is my question with Spider-Man 2 because you see the seeds for the lizard planet, and also there have been rumors. I don't know if it's ever been confirmed that Bruce Campbell, who was at the theater scene, he was the dickhead theater guy in this one, and he like makes a reference towards illusions. There was a lot of rumors that he was going to be Mysterio. So like, how many movies were they planning for this to go? Like as many
Well,
as
maybe-
possible, probably.
Maybe Sam Raimi was just laying the groundwork. So if like they kept greenlighting movies, he could just keep making them, and he already had like the seeds planted for villains.
Dude, Bruce Campbell as Mysterio, I wish we would have got to see that because that would be. I don't know if it would work or not, but I just like Bruce Campbell and Mysterio's a cool villain, so I would have just liked to see it, to see how weird or how good it would have been.
I would have liked to see Mary Jane Watson die
Oh,
in this movie because I don't. Like
at what
her.
point specifically did you want her to die?
You know when you see her on the billboard for the first time, and
Oh,
Peter's
like
enamored?
before the movie even starts, or do you mean when? he's
Yeah.
walking by?
So I would have liked to just see her fall out of the sky and hit the ground, and then Peter be like, "No!" And then the movie just continue.
Then you just hear William Dafoe's laugh. Ha, ha, and Green
Yeah.
Goblin just killed her from
Yeah.
the grave.
No, you just hear Jared Leto's Joker laugh.
From 12 years in the future.
Yeah, and then the movie just carries on, and Peter just says, "My spider sense is tingling. I feel like Michael Morbius is around."
Oh my god. So yeah, Connors is why Peter meets Otto to begin with, because Otto is
No.
like, what? No.
Henry or Harry. Harry's the reason he meets.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you fucking idiot.
Hey, fuck you, okay?
Yeah, no, Harry's the reason he meets, but Connors puts in a good word with Otto about Peter.
Yeah, and what does he say about Peter? He says,
That he's a brilliant student, but incredibly lazy.
Yes, and then Otto explains that intelligence is not a
That
privilege; it's a
intelligence is
gift,
it's a gift. Yes, and
and you
Peter,
use it for the good of
yeah,
mankind.
and Peter recycles that back at Otto at the end of the movie.
Yeah, there's some good callbacks. See, and
I love how Otto tells Peter, throw poetry at women. They love it. And then he throws it at Mary Jane, and she's just like, dude, shut the fuck up. It literally did not work, and he's just kind of confused.
like,
And I love how he
what?
just doesn't try again. She basically just tells him to fuck off, and he's just like, damn, fucking Otto don't know what the fuck he's talking about, I
He
guess.
shuts that shit down.
I
Yeah.
completely forgot that she was marrying J.
Yeah,
Jonah
I
Jameson's
completely
son.
forgot about that element of the movie as well. I'm like, oh, she's getting married in this movie. I completely forgot about that somehow.
I thought this was the movie that her and Harry's relationship start. Like they
I
become good
remembered
friends.
that she was with J. Jonah's son, but I did not remember that they were getting married. And I should, because it like ends with the wedding scene where she walks out, which we're kind of jumping all over the place. But
Yeah, we're not really good at one track.
yeah, well, after he initially meets Otto, Peter starts to lose his powers not long after this. So like that's when that story thread kind of comes into play, and that's when you get that awkward theater or elevator moment where he's just taking the
Yeah.
elevator down.
He's like, nice fighting costume. Thanks. He's like, where'd you get it? I made it. It's like, oh, looks kind of uncomfortable. He's like, really
It's
rides
itchy.
up in the crotch. And the guy's just kind of looking at him like, I didn't need to know that. That's one of them things though that works so well in a Spider-Man movie because Spider-Man's a lighthearted hero, you know,
Yeah.
and you can do that kind of shit with him. You can't do that with fucking Batman. You could do it. It depends on the Batman, I guess. Like a Robert Pattinson's Batman, no, but like a Batman the animated series Batman, yeah, you could do something like that with him.
Maybe.
It depends on the episode, I guess. Like, yeah, it'd be very dependent, but it's just fucking, it's so funny.
Yeah,
just
it's
how
great.
stupid it is.
Then the fusion experiment that Otto Octavius is displaying, and
Yeah. Also,
one of
how
the
the fuck do people not realize every time Peter disappears, Spider-Man just shows up?
yeah, right? How do you not notice this, Harry? Like you literally look over and like Peter, and then like 3 minutes later, Spider-Man's there. Like
3
how do you
seconds
not?
later.
How do you
Yeah.
not put two and two together?
Yeah, also, this shit is clearly going south, and Otto's like, I just need to stabilize it, and it's ripping the metal off the walls.
I think the power of the sun in the palm of my hand is like one of the most memorable quotes from a comic book movie ever. I don't know
Yeah.
why. Just Alfred Molina's delivery of it is so good. And I mean,
And
he
it
does
kind
say he
of-
does say it multiple times later on, but
But I kind of like how it kind of shows that he's kind of a madman. Not in like a bad way, but he's obsessed with this, you know, this power of the sun in the palm of his hands. So you can tell like he's a little fucked up because he's chasing this power, you know, this
Yeah.
notoriety. So it's like you can see like if that AI, if he was just a good-willed person, he would have shut the shit down. Like Peter would have shut it down because Peter's just a good guy. Well, maybe not this Peter, but Peter would have just shut it down.
well, Spider-Man was trying to shut it down, and then Otto's like, "No, get away!"
Yeah, but I was just making a joke because you know Peter turns into a bad boy in the next movie.
Well, yeah, but that's the
But-
symbiote, not Peter.
Yeah, but it shows that Otto has some flaws, you know. So
Yeah.
it shows that AI taking over his brain and stuff isn't like it isn't far fetched. You could say like corrupting his mind, but. Yeah, so him and Peter getting that like little scrabble there, little scrap, and the glass burst, and Otto's wife dies.
He got his wife killed just because he wouldn't shut his stupid experiment down. Wasn't worth
And
it,
then,
Otto.
then one of the best, most memorable lines from a comic book movie happens. Harry Osborn steps outside and says, "I'm ruined." I don't know why that's so memorable for me.
Oh, I mean, yeah. After an event like that, that's what would go through your mind, most definitely.
Yeah.
Then we
Like,
get
ignore all the fact that all the people are dead. It's just you worried about your reputation.
like, oh, this is like just the real Sam Raimi flair of it all. The tentacle horror like scene where Otto's like asleep in the doctor's office or whatever it is.
Dude, that
and like
used to terrify me as a child.
it's so freaking it does kind of. I mean, now that I'm an adult, it doesn't feel as weird. But I remember as a kid thinking it was like, why is this in a Spider-Man movie? But now I just love it.
Well, it's like everybody gets off kind of easy, except for the one guy who grabs like a knife and tries to defend himself. Then the arm throws him directly into a light, and the blade goes into the light socket, and the guy just gets electrocuted.
Yeah.
Like that dude is dead. And then
I don't
want to
know what happened to that dude with the saw because it cuts as soon as like all the tentacles are facing him and go towards him. I'm like, man, that dude probably got ripped to shreds.
Yeah, the woman getting dragged away with her nails on the floor.
Ugh.
That is terrifying.
Yeah, no.
Getting drug into the darkness. Fuck that.
I love this though because it's like such a horror like scene just in the middle of a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah. And then it just kind of cuts to fucking Peter and Aunt May at the bank trying to get a loan. I think that's what it cuts
first you get well, yeah, it is after the Doc Ock scene, but before that, Doc Ock is like they remove the bandages from his eyes and he walks out and he has this great line of my Rosie's dead, my dream is dead, and these monstrous things should be at the bottom of the river along with me. And what happens at the end?
He flies into the sun.
Where does that go?
Oh, the bottom of the river, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah, I
dude,
know.
I don't know.
I just didn't want to.
I feel like so much thought went into the script because like there's so much at the beginning that just ties back to the end. It's bookended so perfectly.
It's like we talk about wrestling quite a bit and how it can be like very. I guess would this be considered poetic in a way? It's like what
I'd say
makes
so.
a good wrestling storyline makes a good movie script, and it's like some people may think that shit's cheesy and stuff, but it doesn't fucking matter if it's good.
Yeah, exactly.
I would
like,
take a little bit of cheese and a good movie or a good wrestling storyline over just something that fucking they just pull shit out of thin air. I don't like that.
oh, absolutely.
Or like fucking Doc Ock like shoots himself in the head at the end of the movie. It's like, well, fuck, you had a perfect opportunity to like fucking throw him in the river. But
Well, it's
whatever.
it's like every great movie starts from a great script, and just watching this one, you can just like tell they had a great script and they ran with it. And obviously, you need the performances there to like help with that, and they had that. So, I mean, Alfred Molina, I love him in this movie.
Yeah, I liked my favorite performance was the rent. That's my favorite.
That dude
performance.
won't stop hounding Peter, man.
Peter says, "All I got is this last $20 that my Aunt May gave me, and it's gonna last till the end of the." Snatches the 20, slams the door in his face.
Yeah, and like the rent guy's daughter's got a crush on Peter,
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people saying that she deserved him over Mary Jane.
but she
And
didn't
you know
do
what?
anything. She gave him
Yeah.
a piece of cake and a glass of milk. That's all she did in this movie.
That's more than fucking Mary Jane did.
I guess you're
All Mary
not
Jane-
wrong.
I mean, all Mary Jane did was tell Peter just how much of a piece of shit he was.
That's true. Like Peter, you always disappoint me. It's like MJ. What have you done for him though?
Yeah, you're fucking marrying another dude, and you're clearly in love with Peter. Like, fucking way to just show Peter you're some winner of a fiance when you're willing to cheat on yours in broad daylight in the middle of a coffee shop. Like,
Yeah.
does she not realize asking Peter to kiss her in the middle of that coffee shop how dangerous that is? Her fiance is a very well-known man, so she's a very well-known woman. The fact that he just like she's just asking another man to just kiss her right there is like super damaging for her reputation and her fiance's.
Yeah.
I just don't like Mary Jane.
Like any Mary Jane or just the specific version.
No,
of Mary
just
Jane?
just this specific version.
Okay. I
She's
don't know.
kinda-
I'm fine with her. I remember I used to hate her, but maybe it's just because I've watched these movies so much that I'm just fine with her now.
Well, don't get me wrong. I don't hate like Kristen Dunst or anything, but
Oh, dude, in Civil War
I
this
just
year,
don't
she's
like
great in
how
that movie.
she's in what?
Civil War that came out earlier this year.
Don't know what that is.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, you should watch
Yeah.
a trailer, and if you should just watch a trailer after this and see if it.
You
interests
should watch Tires.
Just watch Tires.
Yeah, on Netflix. Oh, you don't
Oh,
have
is that a
Netflix.
movie or a show?
It's a show. It's like a 6 little episode show. It's
Like you're
20
telling
minutes
me to
apiece.
go watch like a Tire, like
No. It's like Shane Gillis is like a mechanic or whatever, and it's like a blue collar kind of like what you would experience at a shop on a day-to-day basis. Just how he's super politically incorrect and stuff like that.
Oh, I gotcha.
It's pretty fucking hilarious. I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was funny, really funny. But anyways, yeah, I just don't like the way MJ's portrayed. Like, I wish they would have given us in Spider-Man 1. I wish they would have given us more with Gwen Stacy. Who was Gwen Stacy? What was her name?
Emma Stone?
No, not Emma Stone.
What are we talking about? What do you mean, what was her name?
Who
is Gwen Stacy?
The actress's name. Kirsten Bell. Isn't that her name? Didn't she play Gwen Stacy in Spider-Man 1?
Oh, I don't even remember Gwen Stacy in the first Spider-Man.
You don't?
No.
Really? She was on that thing that collapsed when the Green Goblin was killing the board of directors.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I don't remember.
Yeah. Bryce Dallas Howard, sorry. That's who it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
This is Bryce Dallas Howard. Yeah. But
Well,
I wish she would have.
Then after that auto scene, that's when we go to the bank scene, and this is just a taste of the action we'll get in this movie.
It's pretty fucking good action. Also, it was pretty hilarious when Aunt May's like, Peter? And then the bank teller guy's like, wow, some hero of a nephew you got there.
Have you ever seen Community? Okay, well, I'm watching it for the first time now, and that bank teller guy is like the main guy in Community. It's Joel McHale, and I was just like, as soon as I started Community, I'm like, oh, it's Spider-Man 2 bank teller guy.
Yeah, fucking. I remember watching Spider-Man 2 again, and then texting you and being like, holy shit, Joey Diaz is in this movie. And you're like, oh, on the train? I was like, yeah. It's funny how we could just see random celebrities that we know and then just be like, oh, it's that guy. Holy shit.
It's that guy from that thing.
Yeah. Like in Better Call Saul, there's 2 guys from Young Sheldon in that show.
Oh my god.
You remember the Mesa Verde president guy?
Ooh. I
Kinda
probably
bald.
not.
Well, he was the principal in Young Sheldon. And then the law firm that Saul or Jimmy worked for, you know, the one that Howard helped him get hired at?
Yeah.
Yeah, that old man, I can't remember his Davis and Mills. I think
Davis
it's
and Mills.
Yeah. I don't remember which one he was. Clifford. He was in Young Sheldon as Dr. Sturgis. He was one of Sheldon's professors.
Oh, interesting. People just showing up everywhere, man.
Man,
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's like these fucking actors get paid to go on different fucking shows and movies.
Yeah, it's like these
Crazy
actors
shit.
get paid to act in different things, whether it be movie or TV.
It's fucking insane.
Yeah, but I love
but
how
I like
when Doc Ock's like throwing all the money bags, he doesn't hit Spider-Man once, and then Spider-Man just throws one back at him, and it hits Doc Ock. I'm like, oh my god,
Dude,
Doc Ock,
fucking-
you don't have those reflexes, man.
I said to you, I was like, my only issue with this movie, and I still kind of stand by it, is they kind of had to depower Spider-Man. And you said, well, yeah, but Doc Ock kicks his ass later on the train or whatever. And it's like, Peter has gone like a couple of weeks without being Spider-Man at this point. You know, he's just getting back into the
Doc
groove of-
Ock just got these fucking tentacles.
Okay.
Which, I mean, I guess the tentacles have a mind of their own in a way, but...
Yeah, I was about to say, they're fucking AI. They're supposed to be written to be fucking perfect, pretty much, you know? And Alfred Mulaney, or Doc Ock, is incredibly smart. He's smarter than Peter. So you, like, mix those two things together, something that's pretty much perfect, and Doc Ock's mind together. You know, that's a perfect storm right there. Like Green Goblin. He was a perfect match for Peter in terms of strength and everything. But, like, they had to, like, depower Peter in this movie to make, like, Doc Ock, like, a challenge for him. And I know he gets his powers back and stuff. And I'm not trying to shit on the movie or anything, but I'm like, it would have been kind of cool if we got to see. My only point to saying that was I would have liked to see Doc Ock outsmart Peter more than him, like, just overpower him like he did. Like the train thing.
Yeah, but it's not like Peter. Well, I mean, I guess Doc Ock does, like, just. The train thing, he just outsmarts Peter. Or he
That's
just
what I'm talking
outsmarts
about. Like,
Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's like, okay, I'm going to put him in an impossible situation. Like the Aunt May thing as well. He put him in a situation where he knows Peter's going to try to save that old woman. So he, like, launches himself and he gets the blade ready. Well, Peter doesn't fucking, you know, see that shit coming. You know, his Spidey sense isn't working right. Well, in the train thing, he knows he can get Peter to the point of physical exhaustion by trying to stop the train. or he just fucking kills Peter. You know, it's a win-win for him. He doesn't give a fuck. Something happens. Something's gonna happen. So whatever. But that's what I'm talking about. I didn't need him to like just overpower Spider-Man in any way. But at the end, you know, I don't care for a good one-on-one knockdown drag-out brawl. So I guess by saying all that, I kind of invalidate the point I made of, you know, because he does just outsmart Peter. I just would have liked to. This is one of the movies that if it was
And Spider-Man ends up beating him by like talking him down in the end. He doesn't beat him by like just straight physical will or anything like that.
Yeah, because he uses MJ as a fucking like hostage thing, doesn't he? I can't remember. I didn't pay attention to the end as well.
Yeah, Doc Ock had taken MJ hostage because he throws a
Yeah,
car
and he
through
was,
the
like,
diner
using her
window
as,
and
like,
then he
a-
takes MJ. But I'm talking about like he
Yeah.
talks Doc Ock down in the end to prevent MJ from getting killed and like to basically sacrifice himself and throw this thing into the ocean or the river.
Yeah, he tells him the intelligence thing.
Yeah.
He's like, you remember one of the first times we met and you told me to read poetry to women? You son of a bitch, that didn't fucking work. And Doc Ock's like, "Brah!" And he's like, wait. Then he tells him the other thing.
So Harry's like, yo, makes a deal with Doc Ock because Doc Ock wants some more tritium. He's like, give me more of that shit because I want to make this shit blow up the city, yo. And he's like, you know what? Bring me Spider-Man alive and you got yourself a deal. So that's what he does. He just goes to the diner where MJ's like, oh, Peter, kiss me. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to throw a taxi through this window. And then Peter, you know, magically gets his spider sense back because that's how that works. And he saves MJ, and then Doc Ock kidnaps her anyway.
No, one of my favorite parts of this movie was the I'm back! And then he just falls to the ground and bounces off of everything. And then it's my back! Oh, my back! Which
Yeah,
tell your fun piece of information.
I'm pretty sure that was put in just because of like real life disputes that Tobey Maguire was having with like Sam Raimi and the rest of the production because he was complaining about his back and they were about to recast him as Spider-Man because they just wanted to get production on the way. And he's like, you know what? No, I'm good. Just keep me as Spider-Man. Keep paying me that money, yo. So I think they threw that line in to poke fun at that.
I'm so glad that like connections and stuff have been healed and he was able to come back and Far From Home. Same with Garfield.
Oh, yeah.
I think we have been lucky. Garfield got the shit.
I still want the Amazing Spider-Man 3 with Garfield. Give me it.
Yes. Put I don't know. Put Tom Hardy's Venom in that movie, or because remember in like Morbius or something like that.
I've never seen
wasn't
Morbius.
it? Well, I'm pretty sure there's like a poster on the wall, and it's Garfield Spider-Man, I think, and he's like labeled as like a menace or something like that. So I don't know.
Speaking of, so that moment like right before the train scene when Spider-Man is going to save MJ, J. Jonah Jameson's like, I couldn't see it before, but Spider-Man was a hero, and then he gets the suit, and he's like, he was
Change my mind. He's a menace.
a criminal.
He's a criminal. I want to press charges. Fucking J. Jonah is so fucking
He needs to
funny.
be prosecuted immediately for spilling my suit.
Yeah. And then there's the scene where it's like he fired Peter so many fucking times in this movie. It seemed like every time Peter said something, every other word out of his mouth was, "You're fired." He says, I'm not paying you to be some crappy photographer or some artsy photographer. I'm paying you to give me pictures of Spider-Man. He's like, "You're fired." It's like, wait, what about the planetarium thing tonight, J. Jonah? He's like, wait, Peter, come back. You're hired. He says, here, I got this picture of Spider-Man. And he's like, how much you want for it? He says, I'll give you 150. He's like, 300. And he's like, 300? You gotta be crazy. You got a deal. Yeah,
I forgot.
Man, J.K. Simmons is so fucking awesome, man.
Oh my god, dude. J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson. One of the most perfect castings in anything ever. Like, literally just across all of history.
J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon.
That was really good, too.
Yeah, that was in the Batfleck, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who was Gordon and Pattinson's Batman?
What is his name?
Was he black in the Batman?
Yeah, what was his name?
I can't think of it either.
Jeffrey Wright. That was his name, right?
Jeffrey Wright. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm like, why do I keep thinking of Gary Oldman? But I'm like, that's the Nolan verse.
So I
Yeah.
forgot about the burning building scene too, where Peter just runs in and
Yeah.
saves that kid when he has no powers. I'm like, oh, okay.
But
It's
then
interesting
it's
that there's a
like-
burning building scene in the first one and this one.
And there's fire in the third one. Sam Raimi, Pyromaniac, confirmed.
Aunt May's speech to Peter about the like everyone needs a hero. I believe there's a hero in all of us. That was pretty good though. I like that.
I'm not gonna lie. I tuned Aunt May out. I got so fucking
Bro,
bored of listening to her talk.
Why do you hate
I'm
Aunt
not
May?
even. I fucking hate this version of Aunt May.
What?
She's such an old hag, man.
Bro, she is a sweet old woman.
Man, fuck her. She's paying Henry Jackson $5 to move her old ass. What the fuck?
That's true.
Slave labor, Aunt May.
She should be paying more than $5. Hey, but $5 in
giving
2004 was probably like $20 now. So
I mean, still, that's a lot of shit that little guy's moving.
true. Yeah.
And
Why?
she says Henry Jackson, and I'm paying Henry Jackson $5. It's like, bitch, that's not enough to do the shit that he's doing. Like, what the fuck? He's carrying all your bullshit out there, and he's putting it in boxes for you.
That just makes me think. So the guy that did the X-Men First Class score, his name is Henry Jackman, and it just kept making me think of X-Men First Class. And I was hearing Magneto's score in my head. I'm like, man, such a good score. So yeah, that's where my mind was.
Yeah.
Like-
Back to the burning building scene, though. Yeah, so Peter comes to the realization, though, that I love this. So he gets the kid out, and the firefighters are like, you're some hero, kid. And then another firefighter walks up, and he's like, I feel sorry for the poor sap on the 4th floor. Didn't get out in time. And Peter comes to that realization right there. If he had his powers, and he was, Spider-Man, he could have saved that other person. So I think he has like a moment of clarity kind of right there.
Yeah, there's a lot of moments leading up to that too, like when he's walking like by the alleyway and like this guy's getting
mugged,
and he's just looking
When-
over like I could do something if I had my powers.
There's the scene where it's like when he first gave up being Spider-Man, and he's getting the hot dog, and there's a huge police chase driving by, and he just kind of watches it goes by and eats the hot dog and turns it goes the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So train scene. We already kind of talked about it, but the action in this scene is incredible and still holds up. I love it.
Yeah, I like the parts where it's just like he's just running around, or Doc Ock's like crawling underneath the train and stuff, and then Peter's just like crawling all around the train too.
He's dodging all the tentacle arms, and it's just cool. It's just good action. Very beautiful. Like there's so many beautiful shots in that scene. It's probably like I'd say it's probably the best shot scene of the movie. I don't know if you'd agree.
Yeah. I don't know. I really like the trying to contain the sun scene.
That's really good too. They're like
I really liked it.
Yeah, they're both kind of completely different in the ways they're shot, but they're both really good.
I guess in terms of like action, yes, this one was the best. But like scenes overall, I really like that. That's hard to beat, that containing the sun, and then you get the close up of Mulaney, and then Spider-Man jumps in, and just everything about that was like really good. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, and then so Doc Ock outsmarts him, gets Spider-Man to basically tire himself out of this through exhaustion. He stops the train, and all the New Yorkers pull him in. You need that. We're New York. We're all for one moment, like they had in the first one when they started throwing stuff at Green Goblin. This one was
and
like
then
they bring him. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say they bring him into the train, and the guy's like, "He's just a kid." It's like he's a fucking grown man. What are you?
Yeah, he's
fucking?
like
That
30.
dude is at least 30.
He's like in his mid-30s almost, if not already.
Dude, y'all are the exact same age. What the fuck are you talking about? And then the kids give him back the mask, and they're like, "You dropped this. We won't tell nobody." And then Doc Ock shows up, and then Joey Diaz, the hero, he's like, "If you're gonna go to him, you gotta go through me." And then everybody's standing up. They're like, "Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too." And Doc Ock just spreads them and grabs Spider-Man. And it's like, well, okay, he went through all of you.
Doc Ock's like, all right.
He's like,
those two kids that hand him the mask were his, Toby's half brothers.
that is really cool. You got all the little factoids about this movie.
I just know a lot of stuff about this movie. I've been watching it for years.
Where were all these little factoids whenever we did Planet of the Apes? What the fuck, man?
I know. I'm ashamed.
Yeah, you need to be. Maybe when we do the 20th anniversary of Planet of the Apes, then
Yeah, I'll know more. So
you'll know more.
I got 7 years to learn more
Jesus, it's
for
gonna be
Rise.
20 in 7 years.
Yeah, the first one
That's fucking crazy.
that,
You know?
that is pretty crazy. I feel like
Yeah.
it wasn't even that long ago that I watched it, but I guess it was over 10 years ago that I watched that movie.
What, the Planet of the Apes movie?
The Rise of the Planet of the Apes, yeah, because it came out in 2011, and I watched it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was sitting here thinking 2012.
Yeah. All right, and
That's
then we already talked about the end scene. Doc Ock ends up in the bottom of the river. I forgot about the scene after this. I forgot that Willem Dafoe showed back up for this movie. To be honest, I forgot that the Harry talking
Yeah,
to
and he has
Norman
that
in the
little
mirror
talk
was
with-
in this movie.
Yeah, I for some reason I was thinking it was in Spider-Man 3, but then I remembered it is in Spider-Man 3 also.
Yeah, I forgot that he talked to Norman and he discovered like the Goblin lair at the end of it. But just William Dafoe, he has like he shows up for like 2 minutes of dialogue, but just the avenge me, and Harry's like, no, avenge me. I love William Dafoe so much,
I'm excited for the new Beetlejuice movie with William Dafoe.
dude. Yes, no. Man, I was already excited, dude. You get Michael Keaton back as Beetlejuice. I love the first Beetlejuice. It's Tim Burton, one of my favorite directors. I'm already excited based off of that, right? You got Winona Ryder back too. Love her. You get Jenna Ortega and William Dafoe. Like, you're speaking my language.
Dude, you got everything that you literally the only reason this movie will be bad is if there's some sort of studio interference or something.
Literally, Burton needs a win, and this has got to be it.
This has a win written all over it. Can you name a bad Michael Keaton movie?
No,
I really can't either. To be fair, I haven't seen a lot of Michael Keaton movies. If you know
I've
a bad
seen quite
Michael
a few,
Keaton
but like I can't think of a bad one.
if you know a bad Michael Keaton movie, please leave it in the
I
comments.
think
And if you say
Dumbo's
The
probably
Founder-
Dumbo, which Tim Burton did, admittedly, but Dumbo might be the worst one I've seen. But even that, I enjoyed it more than a lot of people did, to be honest. But I thought it was pretty alright.
I've seen a lot of people shit on The Founder for some reason.
Bro, that's a fun movie. I watched it on a plane.
You watched The Founder on a plane?
Yeah,
Was
I
it when you
watched
went to the Bucks game?
Yeah,
I know, like the one time you've been on a plane.
yeah, literally. So far. I don't have plane money. All right, I'm sorry.
But yeah, I don't know. Jenny Ortega, I don't know. I feel like she's gonna be like. You think she's gonna be our generation's like Winona Ryder?
Dude, Jenna Ortega is already like my favorite actress working today. So, yes.
She's good. Winona Ryder was good too. She's still
Winona
good.
Ryder was.
What was the last thing Winona Ryder was?
Have
in?
you seen
Wasn't she-
Heathers?
Uh-uh.
Oh well,
I don't even know what that
Winona
is.
Ryder's in it. Oh man, Heathers is really good. The movie. I've never seen the musical.
Wasn't she married to Johnny Depp for a short time, or they were like dating or something?
I don't think they were married.
I think they were dating. I think that's what it was. I watched a Netflix documentary about the Amber Heard.
Man,
Johnny
Winona
Depp
Ryder
trial.
apparently has never been married. That's kind of crazy to me.
Well, Winona Ryder, if you're listening, I just want to tell you, I thought you were beautiful since the ripe age of whenever I first saw Beetlejuice for the first time, and I was able to sit through it, and I wasn't scared. And I know there's like a 30-year age gap between us, but will you marry me? Leave a comment below if you're Winona Ryder and you say yes or not. We'll get contact information. We'll make this work.
Make it work.
Yeah. Sorry, I just stole Winona Ryder from you.
How could you?
I know. I'm sorry. Actually, I take it back. If you want first dibs, you can ask her to marry you instead.
Hey, she is 52. I think it's more up my alley.
Yeah, that is true. Okay, I take it back, Winona. I'm sorry. I'm opting out. I reject my. I take my proposal back. I'm so sorry. You're
Okay,
too old.
yeah. Winona, if you were only like a little younger, I would.
If you
propose,
were
but-
only 50 and not 52.
if you were only younger than my parents,
Hey, my parents are in their 60s. I am covered.
damn, my parents are 50 or 51 actually. Oh, damn, how time.
You know, I
flies.
wonder if lemon scented bleach tastes like lemons at all.
What?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man 2 ends with MJ walking out on her wedding and then telling Peter, "Go get him, Tiger," and Spider-Man heroically swinging towards the camera. And this is the
Ooh.
only Spider-Man movie of the first 5 that does not end in a funeral.
I was about to say it doesn't end in her funeral. Did you know, or did you like when Peter and MJ talk after? I don't remember when it was. When Peter was telling MJ that he was going to be there for her and stuff. It's like kind of right after he gave up being Spider-Man. That he said, "I always imagined you getting married on a hill." And she said, "Oh, really? And who's the groom?" And he said, "You hadn't decided yet." And I'm like, damn, Peter's laying it on fucking thick there. Good
Yeah.
on him. I love that.
I'm a different man. Punch me and I bleed.
Yeah, I wish she would have just decked him. Just boom, just laid him out in the street. That would have been. This would have been the greatest movie of all time if she just actually punched him.
I thought that too, because I'm like, I mean, you got to get punched pretty hard to actually bleed, though.
Well, I mean, she could bust his lip.
I was about to say, I guess, yeah, lip or nose, you'll bleed from quicker than elsewhere.
You know what would have been funny? Like, if this was a modern Spider-Man movie and that was Zendaya and Tom Holland, Zendaya's MJ totally would have fucking decked him.
Oh yeah,
And
without
that's
a
what I
doubt.
like. That's what I like about her character is she's not as much of a bitch like the MJ in these movies are. Like, I mean, she's just, I don't know, she's so hard on Peter for kind of no reason. I mean, the dude is in college working multiple jobs to try to survive and, just fucking slack up on the guy.
Yeah. I know they were together in real life when making the movies, but the Peter and Gwen in the Amazing Spider-Man movie is still the best Spider-Man relationship on screen. That is one thing those movies got right.
The Peter Gwen.
Yeah.
What about
I
the
mean,
Miles-
just Spider-Man in general, they got right. It's just everything around it wasn't that great. It's like, how are you nailing the character, but not the world,
Other than I think Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker being an absolute nerd, he's the best Peter Parker. I think Garfield is the best Spider-Man, and I think Holland is kind of your best in-betweener. But Holland's too cool, kind of. But he does work as a nerd. Just because, like, the him and Ned building the Lego Death Star thing, like, that is such a fucking nerdy thing. Like, that's funny. But that's something Peter Parker would do,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Andrew's the best Spider-Man without a doubt. I want him. I want him back. There's got to be some kind of contract with Sony and Marvel that's keeping Sony from like bringing him back as Spider-Man. Like Sony must not be able to use Spider-Man in their own movies or some shit. Because why have we gotten all these? Why did we get a Madam Web movie? Like, where's Spider-Man? Why has Spider-Man not showed up
did
in
that
any
have
of the
anything
Venoms?
to do with Spider-Man at all?
Not really.
You watched Madam Web, didn't you?
Yes, it's so bad, dude. If you
You're an idiot.
there's like 4 minutes of the stuff they promoted, and the rest of the movie is just like I can't even tell you. It's like barely a movie.
Yeah, it hit Netflix pretty quick. That's
Dude,
how I judge.
the
how good
dialogue in
something
it is so weird. Like no one talks like people talk. Like I feel like we could write a script better than Madam Web script.
Hey, I feel like we can do a lot of things. We're fucking wrestling bookers, man.
Yeah, that's
Triple
true.
H has called us up about ideas before
Because he got our number somehow.
because he got our number. Good God. Speaking of wrestling, my dog is ready to go in the cage with the Spider-Man and Bonesaw.
Hey, we talked about Spider-Man 2002 before. You can listen to that. It was episode. I can't even tell you what episode it was. I think 17.
Oh,
of
was
the
it
show.
episode 2?
Oh, what did we talk about on episode 2?
Oh, we didn't talk about Spider-Man 2002. We talked about Jurassic Park. Crazy.
That is crazy. Speaking
So
of the
if you
show.
feel like
Oh, yeah. If you feel like what?
if you feel like listening to episode 2 or any other previous episodes, go and check out the Red Arrow on YouTube. But if you don't really want to watch anything on YouTube, well, I think you can find this anywhere. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you find your podcasts.
That's right. And there's the cats again. Your cats are again a part of this podcast. So
Man,
I mean,
my
if you love
cats, my
dogs, if
dog.
you love cats, if you love either of them, you should subscribe and follow this podcast. Leave a good review on Apple Podcasts
Yeah, leave
or
a
wherever you listen to your
comment about how-
podcast. Rate it 5 stars on Spotify, whatever.
Yeah, it really helps. You get promotion to reach out to other people so I can have arguments and comments on your videos with other people, because I really like arguing in the comments to people that are brain dead.
Oh, I know a good video you can do that on.
Yeah, I need to go. It's been a minute since I started any fights in your comments.
Oh man.
But the engagement works for you. So
yeah. Well, some other people have had it covered as of late, which is, I don't know. I haven't uploaded in like a week, so.
You piece of shit.
Well, you know,
Life.
it happens. Life happens.
So tell me a little bit about this Crisis on Infinite Earth stuff. Give me the recap on part 1 and 2 so far.
I didn't love either part. So part 2 is basically just a like a space opera with Supergirl, the Monitor, and then Psycho Pirates off doing his thing. The first 6 minutes was like a little Bat Family thing. Like, it wasn't terrible, but it just wasn't really up to my speed, and like I didn't love it. I found it mostly boring. I'm sure it is, like, from what I know of the comics, like all the characters they utilize in it are a big part of the comic, so it might be pretty faithful to that, but I don't know. When you adapt something, like, you need to make it just entertaining as a movie. Like, being faithful, yes, but like you can also like kind of adjust some things here and there to make it more entertaining, you know? And part 1 was like alright. It was a very Flash focused, and Constantine is basically Pariah. Slight spoiler, but yeah, he's like the watcher of the end of worlds, basically. And it kind of, I'm assuming it's all going to tie back to Apocalypse War somehow, because that's the only thing that makes sense.
So do you think it was smart or stupid for them to kill the previous universe to make this new universe?
Probably stupid, because I kind of, as a whole, the
hate
last
all of
universe
these
was
movies,
better.
pretty much.
No, The Long Halloween is
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Superman Man of Tomorrow is pretty good, and the rest of them were kind of mid or not that good.
What
So
was
yeah,
the one you made
most
me
of them
buy?
were great. I didn't fucking make you buy it, and I'm sorry you bought it, because it's the worst one.
That was so bad.
Justice League Warworld, yeah, it's trash.
Yeah, it's so fucking bad.
Yeah, you should get a refund on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking message iTunes and be like, "Give me my money back, you dumb sons of bitches."
You should just message Warner Bros. Animation and be like, yeah, I bought this and it was garbage. Refund me.
Yeah, and then while I'm at it, like, also, you guys fucked up by making that goddamn Suicide Squad game. You can blame it on Rocksteady all you want, but you guys were the fucking reason that shit happened. You guys were the reason that the original creators of the Batman Arkham games left. So, thanks a lot, dumbasses. Give me a Justice League game now.
Well, I mean, maybe give me a Justice League game unless you're going to butcher that too.
No, I think they learned their lesson.
I'd like a Justice League game. Why would you make a game where you kill the Justice League before you make a Justice League game? It makes literally no sense.
They totally didn't learn their lesson, by the way.
Well, that's been it. That's been the show. That's so random.
Yeah, come back next week whenever we do Clash of the Castle. Ooh, we got some X-Men movies coming up.
Yeah, we do. X-Men Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix will be the next ones we're talking about. I'm not excited, but I'm excited for the conversation. Watching these movies might be painful. I'm hoping they're better than I remember, though. Well,
they're
fingers crossed.
They're not.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, better kill your optimism now than you get like 20 minutes into the movie, and then I get a text that say these are fucking awful, because then that'll make me not want to watch them. No, actually, I'm excited to watch them because I remember enjoying Apocalypse War up to a certain point.
I remember enjoying Apocalypse in theater when we saw it, but then I tried rewatching it later that year on Blu-ray, and I'm like, what the fuck? This is so boring.
I don't make the mistake of going back and rewatching something that I thought was just okay.
Well, I thought it was good in the theater, but I feel like something was going on with me that year in the theater. Like, the theater, like, had some kind of aurora that was making me think movies were better than they were, because I enjoyed Suicide Squad in the theater. And then when I rewatched that, I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking?
I don't think I remember enjoying Suicide Squad in the theater.
Well, maybe you were more sane than me as a 16-year-old.
Maybe so, because I was about to say, I'm like, I don't remember enjoying that one like that.
I didn't love it, but I did like it. But that might have just been me wanting to enjoy a new DC universe, and I was like,
Well, because I remember this all started with us going and seeing Batman v Superman, didn't it?
yes.
Dude, isn't that crazy how a lot of stuff started because of Batman v Superman? I can name like 2 podcasts off the top of my head that started because of Batman v Superman.
2 podcasts?
Yeah. And like that started us going to the theater to see like every big blockbuster movie that we wanted to see. Like
Did the
whether it
Weekly
be John
Planet
Wick-
start with? No, it started
pretty
way
much.
before that.
No, they started with Batman v Superman news.
I could have swore
That's
they
the-
talked about like Thor: The Dark World though, like in 2013 and Iron Man 3.
Well, they did talk about that stuff, but they like on one of the first episodes there was Batman v Superman news. They give that
Oh,
movie
the
credit for them-
news. Yeah, because they
Yeah,
announced the
news.
movie like 3 years or like 2 or 3 years before the movie started.
Yeah, they technically announced that shit whenever I Am Legend came out.
I Am Legend came out in like 2007.
Yeah, and there was a Batman v Superman.
Oh,
poster.
you're right. Yeah, no, the poster. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's because there was a rumored Batman v Superman movie like around 2002 or something like that. It was in that era between Batman and Robin and Batman Begins, where a bunch of Batman scripts were going around and getting shot down, or pitches, not scripts, but yeah, a bunch
don't
of
know.
Batman stuff got pitched. Like a Batman Beyond movie was in the works apparently, and then that got shot down. Give us a Batman Beyond movie again. We're due. We're due, damn it. I don't know why.
Dude.
Why have they not capitalized on like the Spider-Verse success and done a Batman Beyond movie in that animation like style? I think it would be so good.
Dude, what if in like, let's say 20 years, okay? Let's say Pattinson's going to come back as Batman, okay? And let's say they managed to keep all this shit under wraps. But Pattinson is a beaten down, broken Bruce Wayne. And like, we know nothing. Let's just say they keep like half of this movie. They don't show everything in the trailers. And it's like in the middle of the movie, you see him like in the Batman Beyond suit. And you get the scene where he's on the ground and he's like struggling to get up and he pulls a gun. And then the other half of the movie is introducing us to Terry McGinnis and him becoming Batman. Wouldn't that be fucking awesome?
I would
Like a
fucking
live
love
action.
that. I hope we get it before I die. I need a I
God
need
damn.
another Batman Beyond movie before I die, damn it, dude. Like I love
You got at
Batman,
least-
but
you got at least 80 years. I mean, fuck.
you think I'm gonna live to be 100? What the fuck?
Okay, 60. You got at least 60.
Let's say 40.
40 then. Fuck it. But I mean, fuck, in 40 years, you don't think you'll get a Batman Beyond movie?
I mean, the only one we've gotten is Return of the Joker in the 24 I've been here, so I don't fucking know.
I got a point. You know what I want?
Like, there
I
hasn't
want
even been
another
another
Alf
Batman
movie.
Beyond animated movie. I'm not even thinking live action right now.
Oh, you just want animated even.
I just want, in general, give me anything Batman Beyond that is more than, like, fucking 2 lines of dialogue. Give me another Batman Beyond, like, show, miniseries, movie, something. Like, that character's been so... Like, I'm pretty sure there's a Batman... No, I can confirm, actually, because I was listening to a Batman podcast, and they had someone on that was a voice actor. He's like a voice actor, and he was doing voice work for a Batman Beyond game that was in development, and they fucking canned it. I'm like, what the
See,
fuck? That would have been so
you-
sick.
You know what the animated DC universe needs to do? Here we go. Here's my fucking pitch again. Like Triple H has listened. Everybody has listened to my pitches. Kill the whole fucking Justice League universe right now. Kill all of them characters off. Just in that whole universe. I don't mean literally kill them. I mean not like a fucking Apocalypse War. That movie was
I think the Crisis Part 3 is going to be the end of it. So
okay. Good. End it. End it all. Next movie, Batman Beyond movie, but not Batman Beyond origin movie. Batman Beyond. Batman's established. He's fighting fucking Peter Pumpkin Eater. I don't fucking know. One of his stupid villains. Because let's be honest, Batman Beyond had some stupid fucking villains. So, but in that movie, establish the Static Shock and do a fucking universe like that with some characters that maybe don't get used as much. Establish that kind of universe in like 3 or 4 movies. Then in like your 5th movie, make it where you get somebody who's a time traveler and he fucking time travels Terry McGinnis at least into like a modern day where you get a Batman year one, or you get a Superman in his first starting, and you get like the startings of the Justice League. But let's say in this universe, Batman is impossible to work with. He is such a fucking dick, and he will not listen to anybody. And Superman is too fucking, I don't know, Superman to think that anybody can, be as powerful as him, which, I mean, you know what I'm talking about with Superman? Like how he can kind of be like, well, nobody's as strong as me, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, that just kind of make him be a little arrogant, a little bit of a dick. Not like bad, but just kind of how Superman can be at times.
He's never
Barry
really
Allen-
met anyone that can match him yet.
Yeah. Make Barry Allen be fucking annoying. Sure, do that. Make Hal Jordan be a prick. Just impossible to work. Just make all of them super difficult in their own way, but don't make them like bad heroes. And then make some fucking giant. Give me a major Justice League villain.
Lex.
Lex.
That's not
No,
Darkseid.
Lex. Let's do Lex. Okay. Let's do Lex Luthor.
My mind first went to Starro because he was like the first Justice League villain, but I'm like,
Okay, let's do Lex. All right.
yeah, let's do
Lex has done his research on each member of these heroes. And he finds a way. He does the Batman thing. He does the Tower of Babel. He makes a contingency plan for all of them. And the only way for this contingency plan to fail is if they team up. But Lex knows they're all impossible. He knows none of them are going to fucking work together. And it's Terry McGinnis's job to get each one of these fucking idiots to work together. And you get Terry McGinnis to establish the Justice League. But make it be like a butterfly effect thing where nobody can really know that he's from the future kind of deal. But then at the end of the movie, have Batman be like, yeah, he was from the fucking future the whole time, and it establishes Batman as the world's greatest detective, because how the fuck would you guess that? And you establish the Justice League, then you can just move on from there with solo movies. See, is that a bad idea? Am I stupid?
Oh, I mean, I'd be fine with it. Just give me something with Batman.
Well, that
Beyond
gives you like 5 movies with Terry McGinnis.
Yeah,
At
give me him.
least 5 movies. Yeah.
I'm still so there's gonna be a like a sequel to Batman Beyond, a sequel movie, and it was gonna like instead of Joker, like with Return of the Joker, I think it was gonna explore Catwoman. I don't know in what sense because obviously she's like old as hell, but it's gonna like explore that somehow. I was like, I wish we would have got a second movie. That would have been cool.
Oh, also scrap the whole thing that Terry is Bruce's son in some way. Get rid of that. I don't like that at all. Or he's like a clone or some shit like that.
Yeah, that wasn't a thing until Epilogue, but
Yeah, get rid of that entirely. Don't bring that back. I didn't like that.
yeah, I don't really care what you do with it.
Yeah, who you could have as the man in the chair for Terry?
That's not Bruce.
Yeah, well, you could say Bruce is dead by this point.
What?
That's what I'm saying. Like, have Terry already established
Man.
as Batman. Have him be like a 30 or 40-year-old Batman.
I don't know
You
who
know?
who would be the man in the chair.
Damian Wayne.
Oh,
You can
yeah, I
have
guess.
Damian
That would-
like
that would be
fucking.
fun.
You could have him like be fucking armless or legless or something. Fucking Ra's cut off his legs or some shit like that. I don't think Damian existed in any universe that Batman or that Terry McGinnis has existed. But fuck it, change up the continuity. Who cares?
Maybe in the comics, but I mean, when the Batman Beyond show was created, Damian Wayne
He didn't,
wasn't
yeah.
a character yet.
Yeah. Or you could have fucking Dick Grayson. I don't care. Have Dick be old and be like, man, I could never take over the Batman mantle, and Bloodhaven's safe now, and I'm too old to be Nightwing, or just fucking, I don't care. You could have somebody. You don't have to have Bruce though. But that kind of gives us that, oh man, I miss Bruce Wayne. And then when we see him for the first time in that 4th or 5th movie, and he's like Batman Year One kind of deal, it's like, oh my god, it's Bruce Wayne! And then he's just so fucking impossible to deal with. And it's like, fuck you, Bruce Wayne!
Except for me, I'd be like, yeah, that's Bruce Wayne.
Well, I'm sure any real Batman fan would be like, yeah, that's my Batman right there. Impossible to work with. Yes, please.
Likes to work alone, even though
Yeah.
even though when he works in a team, he'll still work in a team, but he'll do it to show everyone up. Yeah.
Yeah, even though he works as a team, he's still basically just working alone. Yes, please.
Literally. That's what I love about he does it less so in Justice League Unlimited, I guess, but like, especially the first season of the original Justice League, the animated show. He's like, I'm a part timer. I work alone. It's like, Batman, just can you not just admit that you're part of the team? He's like, no, I'm a loner.
Yeah.
But if you ever need help, call me, and you will need help.
Yeah. Batman, we would never create a contingency plan for you. Then you're damn fools.
I love it. Dude, Justice League Doom is such a good movie.
Yeah, and then it's like, well, you never made one for yourself. I did. It's called the Justice League. And it's like, oh, shit.
Dropping bombs on everyone.
Shit. Also, I watched a video. That Tower of Babel comic run is
Yeah.
fucking terrible.
Oh, is
A
it?
lot of people hate it. Yeah. Because it just makes Batman look super paranoid and kind of an asshole. Like, more of an asshole than, like, he typically is.
Mm.
He's just, like, an asshole for kind of no reason.
Well, that sucks. I don't
Yeah.
like asshole Batman. I like kind of dickish Batman at times, but like justified. I don't like
So
him just being a
here's-
straight up asshole.
So here's, and it's Ra's al Ghul, by the way, that
Yeah, I
implements
knew
all
that.
these. Yeah. But here's, do you know what his contingency for Kyle Rayner was?
Was it like paint everything yellow?
No.
No.
It
No, didn't.
was Kyle Rayner believed. So the Green Lantern ring works on will, right?
Yeah.
Kyle Rayner believed that he had bad imposter syndrome. He didn't feel like he deserved to, be be like a hero or anything. So he took the ring off every single night before he went to bed. Well, he had like somebody mess with his mind and make him think that he was blind, and they put the ring on it. So he just woke up believing he was blind, and the ring just made him blind.
What the fuck? How's that
Yeah.
work?
So all he had to do was take the ring off and then just basically say, or all he had to do was just think, hey, I'm not blind, and he wouldn't be blind anymore.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's
Pretty
weird.
fucking crazy.
But also, like,
Yeah,
do you remember that scene in it's an episode of Young Justice? I think it's the first season where Wonder Woman's like, "Oh, you don't want Dick to be a part of the Justice League? Or this is what you've been training him for. You've been training him to be exactly like you, Bruce." He's like, "No, I've been training him to be not like me."
Yeah. That man's fucking awesome. Anyways,
He's so
that
good.
was Spider-Man 2.
That was
and a bunch
Spider-Man
of
2 with
rambling.
like a bonus 20 minutes of Batman.
Yeah. You're welcome, everybody.
But that's been it. That's been That's So Random. For real this time.